All right, today's lesson is on equal fractions. Now, last week, during one of our lessons, somebody came up with an answer of, I think it was like 4/8. And there was somebody in this class who said that they knew that there was another name for 4/8. Do you remember that? Yeah, it's a half, right? But how did you know that? For those of you who knew that 4/8 is a half, how did you know that? Aaron, how did you know? Okay, because half of 8 is 4, or if you double the top number, then it's the bottom. Is there any other fractions you know that mean the same thing as a half? Should I come back to you? 2/4. 3/6. Yes. Yes. He just said that. Wow, very impressive. You're right. Well, today we're going to talk about a couple different ways that we make equal fractions. Now, there's a very simple rule to follow. The rule is, whatever you do to the top number, you do to the bottom number. Easy enough to remember, right? Yeah. Whatever you do to the bottom, you do to the top. Whatever you do to the top, you do to the bottom. Kind of like in our house, it's very important to my kids that everything is fair. If I do one thing for one, then I have to do it for all three. Or if I give one thing to one, I have to give it to all three. Well, that's how fractions like it too. Things have to be fair. So, the question starts like this. There are 12 apples. Now, we can see just by that picture that 8/12 of these apples are red. Okay? 8/12 are red. Now, I'm writing this off to the side on my whiteboard because my smartboard software is not working today, so I apologize if you're listening to this on the internet. But it says there are two kids that kind of disagree. Hannah says 4/6 of them are red, and Sam says that 2/3 of them are red. Well, which one of them was correct? Both? Neither? One of them? Would you all agree that 8/12 we know for sure to be red? Well, let's put Hannah's answer right by our 8/12. 8/12 equals 4/6. How do you think they got from 8 to 4? We either multiply or we divide. So what did we do?
12 divided by 4 is 3. And they both are 2/3.
Okay, let's go back to our reminder, our little trick. Whatever you do to the top, you do to the bottom. So let's think of this. How did I get from 8 to 4? I obviously divided because my number got smaller. What did I divide by? 2. If I did it to the top, I have to do it to the bottom. Is that the case? It is. So we know that actually 8/12 is the same thing as 4/6. Well, let's try Sam. Now, Sam says that 8/12 is the same thing as 2/3. I'm writing this off to the side again. How did I get from 8 to 2? Obviously, I divided, right, because my number got smaller. What did I divide by, Kaylin? If I do it to the top, I have to do it to the bottom. Is that correct? So now we know that this is the same, this is the same. They're all the same thing. All of them. So here's what I would like you to take a look at. I want you to look at this fraction. Now, I want you to pick any number you want. And I'm going to multiply both my numerator and my denominator by it, and I'm going to come up with a fraction that equals this. Any number. America, give me one.
14.
Boy, you picked a tough one. Well, I know that 2 times 14 is 28. And actually, I know that 14 times 5 is 60. So, what that means is 2/5 equals 28 over 60. It is. Now, I don't know about you, but I typically am not going to pick numbers like 14 because I'm not very good at multiplying by 14s in my head. Anybody want to try a different one? Cool? And you would get? Excellent. Let's try another one. Let's go Any number. Any number is going to work as long as we do the same thing to the top and bottom. Brendan.
3.
A 3. We're going to multiply the top by 3 and the bottom by 3. Who can give me the new fraction? Sarah?
It would be
Look around if you need some help.
18/27.
Excellent. Nice work. Now I'm going to ask you this. What if I started with the same fraction? I started with 6/9. But instead of multiplying by a number of my choice, I'm going to divide by a number of my choice. What could I divide both of those by? Let me give you a little hint. We're not going to ever pick 1 today. Anytime we multiply or divide by 1, we end up with the same thing we started with. So, can you think of anything that would work, Aaron?
3.
Sure. I'm going to divide the top and the bottom by 3. And what will my new fraction be? Alexis? We're dividing now. We're dividing. How many 3s are in 6? How many 3s are in 9? So this 2/3 is the same thing as 6/9. We can multiply or we can divide. It doesn't matter. What is the most important thing to remember today is whatever you do to the top, you have to do to the bottom, and vice versa. I'd like you to grab your iPads and let's try some examples. All right, open up to a blank page, whether it's Kid Doodle or Explain Everything, doesn't matter to me. But what I would like you to do in the center of your screen is write this fraction. This is our beginning fraction, 5/6. I would like you to put an equal sign next to it and tell me any fraction you want that equals 5/6. It better not be the same one as the person next to you, because there's tons and tons out there. You can multiply by the same or you can divide by the same. It doesn't matter to me. But I'm going to give you a hint. You can't divide by anything other than 1 for a 5 and a 6, right? So dividing isn't going to work. We'll have to multiply. Pick a number, Natasha. Pick a number. Alan. All right, Aaron Lingen, what is your new fraction? 60 over 72. He multiplied both of his by 12, I bet. Right? Good. Aiden, what's yours?
50 over 60.
Good work. He multiplied both of his by 10. You cannot repeat one that's already been said. Darius.
500 over 600.
Excellent. He multiplied both of his by 100. Will?
10 over 2.
You mean 10 over 12?
10 over 12.
Okay, I saw it on your screen. I just think you said it wrong. 10/12 is also correct.
35 over 42.
35 over 42. 40 over 48. Good work. So all of those are correct. Everybody gave me a different answer and every single one was correct. Let's do it again. Here we go. Beginning fraction, 3/8. 3/8. Give me any fraction that equals 3/8. Will?
33 over 88.
Oh, he multiplied by 11, right? 33 over 88. Cole?
27 over 72.
He multiplied by 9. Darius?
3,000 over 8,000.
Okay. Every one of yours has been the same, though. I think you should make it a little harder.
No, I'm going up.
Oh, you're going up. Okay. America?
21 over 56.
21 over 56. She multiplied by 7s. Good. All right. I'm going to give you another one. But this time, you can't multiply. This time you have to divide. Here we go. 9 over 18. Nobody's allowed to multiply this time. This time you have to pick a number you can divide by, and it can't be 1. Keaton. Say it again. 3/6 would work. There's one other one that could work. What was it, Cole?
Oh, no. Never mind. I shouldn't do so.
That's okay. So, Kaden, what she did was she divided both of those by 3. And she got 3/6. But there is one other number you could divide both of those by other than 3. Do you know what it is? If I count by 6s, I'll never hit 9. That won't work. Kiara? Will? Remember, we're not going to use ones today. If we do, we're just going to end up with the same thing we started with. 9! How many 9s go into 9? How many 9s go into 18? 1/2. Oh, so either of those I would accept. All right, same thing. New fraction. Again, you cannot multiply. You can only divide this time to find an equal fraction. What's a number you can divide both of those by? Other than 1. Aiden. 4/5 is the only answer. Every single person in this room should have it. These are both even numbers, so we can divide them both by 2. 4/5 is the only answer you could come up with, unless I said allowed you to multiply. Then we could come up with more. Okay. Next. Sometimes you are going to get a problem that's partially done for you. And it might look something like this. So the denominator's done for you, but the numerator isn't. So what you need to do is think to yourself, how did I get from 7 over to 21? Did I multiply or divide, Cole?
Multiply.
By what?
3.
So the rule is what you do to one, you have to do to the other. So what would my numerator be, Sam?
9.
It would be 9. It would be 9 over 21. Let's try one on your iPad. Here we go. This time, my denominator is what I'm looking for. Sarah.
It's 5. Or the denominator's 35.
The denominator's 35. How did you get that?
I looked at the numerator and
Good morning. It's Monday, January 3rd.
did 6 times 5 and it equals 30, and then I did it to the bottom.
Good work. Another example. This time I'm going to make it a little tougher. I'm going to go... Did that confuse everybody? No? America, tell me how you did that.
I took 6 times what 6 equals that, and then I took times 6 equals 54, and 9 times 6 equals
Okay, now there's another way you could have done this. You could have done 36, you could have gone this way, 36 divided by 6.